Okay, he's going to get the 8. The cue ball, the 7 ball running into the cue
Look
ball.
out for the 6.
Kicking
Look
it
out
against
for
the
the
bottom
6.
cushion. The 6
6
ball.
just got him. Just got him.
6 ball coming down the table and finally coming to rest in between the cue ball and the 1 ball. You can see a portion of the 1 ball, but not enough to pocket it directly into the corner pocket.
What you saw him lining up there was shooting the 1 off the 4 into the corner pocket. That's what he lined up, and it might be a good safety as well. He's calling a push out now.
Well, it's a haphazard shot here. You know, he can make the 1 off of the 4 on the carom, okay, but
now Mark's looking at the same thing.
If he misses that shot, he figures to give up the shot. Now he does have the 3 ball to aid him in the event that he misses the shot.
Yeah, I wonder if that was really a move by Kim, so that Mark would get up there and shoot it. Now Mark almost lucked in the 9 ball.
Okay, I like Kim's chances of. I like Kim's chances of rolling the 1 into the cushion off of the 7 into the corner pocket. The 7 ball will aid him on this particular shot. He has to hit it.
It's pretty tight.
He has to hit it to the cushion, though.
Yeah.
Notice how he jumped a little bit when he shot
Yeah, he did.
that
He
ball?
came up on it.
Yes.
Do you think he was shooting that or shooting the 1-7 combination?
I don't know, but from the angle that I have, I feel that he should have shot the 1 off of the 7 into the cushion first. The 7 made that pocket play a lot larger than what it actually was.
Mark's in real good shape for these balls here. There's no problem in this rack at all. I don't think he can even get hooked behind a ball or hung up or anything. He could probably just stop the cue ball right there and shoot the 4 down on the other end. Although he may, it looks like he's going to draw back and shoot the 4 in the other corner pocket. Same corner, yeah. The problem with playing a player like Mark Ted is you pay for it real quickly when you make a mistake. I mean, he'll knock this game off in a minute or less. Kind of wobbled that 5 ball a little bit.
But he hit it with good speed, enlarging the pocket size. And what I mean by that is if you hit a shot, particularly on the angle that he had on the 5, if he hit it with the speed that he hit it with, the pocket would play a lot larger than if he hit it with a harder speed. He realized that, hitting it with the correct speed, and he got rewarded for it.
You know, you said something very important there as Mark makes this 9 ball to win the game and take a 5-4 lead, is that if Mark learns through maturity to slack off his speed a little bit, his game will be that much stronger. I think he'll play better if he hits balls about 75–80% speed instead of that 100-mile-an-hour killer shot that he wants to shoot all the time. It's almost as if sometimes he wants to intimidate his opponent by hitting a ball, you know, full speed, and his game is not as effective, and he does miss shots, as we saw in the second game of the match, where he hit that 2 ball about 100 miles an hour, and it just came right back out. When he backs off a little bit, I think his game is a lot stronger. Okay, nothing on the break here. Kim's got a shot to 1.
Very quickly, I'll identify where the balls are. The 2 balls to the left of the cue ball, the 3 ball to the left of the 2 ball. The 4 ball is on the right-hand side of both the 2 and the 3.
Just above the
up
cue
from
ball.
the 1.
Yeah.
Excuse me, up from the cue ball. But the problem here, Jay, as we all can see, is where the 5 is, the position of the 5. Near the bottom cushion, the 9 sits to the left of the 5. I do believe, though, he has enough room to cut the 5 into the corner pocket, but he's going to have to position the cue ball in a small area to attain that type of a shot on the 5, and that's not going to be easy.
Right, it's all about how he gets on the 4 ball for his positioning to get to the 5. Well, I think he's in a good shape to do that now. That shot worked real well. It's always questionable when a player plays position by hitting an object ball, which he just did. He made the 2 and hit the 4 ball, but it worked perfectly.
If you can draw an invisible line from the point of contact on the 5 directly toward the point of that side pocket, that's the angle that he needs to get the cue ball in. So therefore, where he's standing now, do you see where he's standing? So if you can draw an invisible line from the point of contact on the 5 to where he can get near the side pocket, that'll show him exactly or approximately what area he should end up in, or he would like to end up in.
He may have gone too far here.
He may have gone too far. He's starting to go down a little deeper than he needs.
Yep.
So he bypassed his line of position. Now he finds himself with a problem here. It's better to play the other side of that line opposed to the side that he ended up on.
Yep.
That's why you draw that line. You say, this is my limit right here. I cannot go beyond this.
You
If
know
at
what's
all,
hard?
I want to come short of it.
You know, what I saw there is something that Pat Fleming has pointed out to me several times, is that drawing the ball for position, particularly a ball right in the pocket like that 4 ball, is always tougher than rolling the ball for position. And he drew for position and drove about a foot too far. Oh, look, he made his combination. He was a little bit lucky there because the 9 kissed off the 8. You know, I think what we saw there actually is he played that kick combination, knowing the 5 was going to stay right there and the cue ball would probably go down the table, and he would have left Mark Tad a bank on the 5 ball if he had missed it. And as you saw, he got a little bit lucky there. He got a good roll, but maybe not so much. Maybe he saw that there was a kiss off the 8 and it was going to go towards the pocket. That being the case, it was a good shot.
Kim Davenport is really a brilliant offensive player, and he may have saw exactly what had happened. He may have said, well, this has a chance to happen. I can pocket the 5-9 bank combination cleanly. There is a possibility that it may kiss in. I could even hit below the 5 and then at 5 and after contact go up table with the cue ball. So therefore, I think this is my best chance of winning this game, or at least getting out of this.
Yeah, and knowing that if he misses, he'll probably leave Tad a bank shot. Oh boy, he didn't hit the. You know, he put a lot of right English on that and tried to slow roll that ball, and he missed it. By the way, I was just going to mention that Kim will find out if he doesn't know already. I'm sure he does. Mark Tad is an excellent banker. But you wouldn't want to leave this guy a bank shot.
But Mark Tad, I believe, is doing the wrong thing here. I believe he should have positioned the cue ball behind the 3, not trying to position the 1 ball behind the 3.
Yeah.
Positioning the cue ball behind the 3, you could do that 100% of the time.
Right.
Positioning the 1 ball behind the 3, you can do that maybe 75 or 80% of the time, but that's not the only problem with that shot. It's much easier for him now to hit the 1 than it would have been for him to hit the 1 if the cue ball would have been behind the 3. 3 ball would have cut off a lot of the rails.
Kim's got a masse to hit this ball. Did a nice job.
I mean, Mark should consider himself fortunate getting back to the table with this easy of a shot, or with a shot at all.
Right.
He elected to play safe, in my opinion, the incorrect way, but didn't seem to. He didn't suffer any consequence.
Well, let's say how accurate I am with my prediction about Mark Tad's banking ability, because he's got a bank shot here.
Now, if he brushes the 4 going in, he may have a problem, which he didn't. He hit the 4 from the behind after hitting the cushion, which then shoved it out of the way, opened up the lane for the 5. For the 3.
He handled that shot real well. Had a nice touch there. Uh-oh.
Okay, he's fallen a little bit short, but he's close enough to the 4 ball to where I believe he'll be able to hit it accurately.
Switches hands, left-handed. He's a good left-handed shooter.
The 5's in front of the side pocket. The 6 is at the other end of the table.
Well, we're seeing evidence that Mark Tad does have all the weapons, right-handed, left-handed. He's got a nice soft touch. Actually, this is what I'm saying. He needs to know that his soft touch is a great way to play 9 ball and to kind of like begin to get away from that overpowering stroke that he wants to use all the time. It's almost like he wants to impress somebody with his powerful stroke. You don't need that powerful stroke that often, Billy. You know, maybe once every 3 or 4 games you got to really power a ball. Other than that, 9 ball is a game of finesse. And he finessed these balls real well. You see, he has a real nice soft touch. And Mark takes a 6-5 lead. This is a good match here. Now it's like we're into the match now. We're past the preliminary stages. This is the meat of the match.
This is a race to 13, and we're almost at the halfway point of the match.
Billy, I understand you opted not to play in this tournament. Can I ask you why?
Well, you know, I haven't really been playing in many tournaments, and
well, you're still a highly ranked player.
Knowing that I had to do commentary, I thought that there would be a little bit too much for me, considering that we only have 4 tables on the floor, which I like this. Yeah, I like only 4 tables on the floor. It allows spectators to see more quality matches, because with 10 tables on the floor, and it just sort of like minimizes the quality matches that are like showcased. 4 tables
Well, you
on the
haven't.
floor.
I heard your answer in there somewhere, and I understand that if you have another responsibility, which you do, is doing commentary, it's hard to devote the proper attention to playing in a tournament because you do have to spend some time practicing and warming up and stuff like that. But you are a top-ranked player, and the question I have for you is, when are we going to see you out here playing again? When do you intend to play?
Well, I really can't answer that question, Jay. Maybe in the near future, possibly. But I enjoy doing commentary, and I feel that I do more for the game by doing commentary than I would have if I played. So
Well,
I'm quite happy.
we all have our own roles. We feel. I found that my niche has been in working tournaments, directing, and promoting events and things like that, and I enjoy that. Although I get the bug to play. In fact, I just heard about this big tournament, this one pocket tournament Grady's having up at the Flamingo. I think the AccuStats will be covering, and I'm thinking about dusting off my old cue and trying to play some one pocket.
Well, one pocket is a favorite game of mine also, Jay, and there's a good chance that I'll play in that tournament. I don't know if AccuStats will be there, but I was just informed that AccuStats will be there. That'll probably diminish my performance slightly, but they will.
I won't miss you in that one, Bill. I won't miss you in that one.
I still will play in that tournament.
Yeah. I try to play one tournament a year. That's my schedule. I played at my last big tournament was Willard's last year. I won a couple matches. That seems to be my record in most 9-ball tournaments is 2-2, which is one match out of the money.
Okay, Kim Davenport looking very smoothly out there, trailing by 1 game at 5-6. Looking to knot this match up once again at 6 games apiece. Good-looking guy from Modesto, California. Beautiful wife.
Yeah, Aida is.
Aida is a beautiful woman, very, very reserved woman, never says anything.
His career has really taken off since he got married several years ago. I think Aida is really an inspiration for Kim.
I also agree with that. And after game number 12, it's Kim Davenport and Mark Ted all knotted up, 6 games apiece.
Got a good match on our hands.
And on the adjacent table, Nick Varner and Jose Del Rosario. I believe his name's Jose Del Rosario.
That's right.
From the Philippines.
Just one
another
more.
strong player from the Philippines, I might add. And in that particular match, I believe Del Rosario is leading in that match 4-3.
Yeah, it's early in that match. Yeah. You know, Nick was just taken ill a couple days ago, was actually hospitalized 2 days ago, and there was a question whether he was going to be able to play or not. I'm just glad to see him out here, and I just spoke with him about an hour or so ago. He's still in recovery. He's weak right now, so his game may not be at its peak level. It may not be good enough for this. This Del Rosario is another strong player. I haven't seen a bad player yet from the Philippines. And right next to him is, of course, the Philippine master himself, Efren Reyes.
He's making it. Is making short work of Sal Butera leading. Oh, he's trailing in that match.
No.
Efren Reyes is trailing in that
He's trailing
match.
5-2.
5-2. I thought he was in front of Sal Butera. I'm sorry, Sal.
Oh, Sal's playing good.
I'm sorry, Sal. I didn't want to tarnish your effort in any way. You are leading against probably one of the most feared players in the world, and deservingly so, Efren Reyes.
Well, believe me, Sal Butera is primed and ready, and he is a strong player. In the tradition of his family, his father being a Hall of Famer, Lou Butera. Let's see what he's going to do here now. Looks like a safety. He's just stopped the cue ball right on the 7. Yep. That's pretty much a textbook safety and a real good one.
Now, if he's positioned the cue ball real close to the 7, cutting off the side cushion, Kim's really got a problem hitting the 3. It doesn't appear that he has an accessible route. Well, he bent over to take a look to see if he could get in there. Maybe he can. He's got to go up behind the 4.
I think he's got to massé this bank a little bit just to hit it.
Well, if he massés it, he's got a problem, because now the 4 ball plays a larger role, and he's going to have a problem. He would like to hit behind the 4 and go around it to hit the 3. And I believe he has that.
He's shooting straight at it. If he's doing that, he must be able to hit the ball. Yep. And he scratched. Behind the ball, and the cue ball followed right into the pocket.
Okay, now if he would have struck that ball with a below center ball, the likelihood of a scratch would have been decreased enormously. He allowed the cue ball to go forward, hitting it with a high ball, and go forward and into the corner pocket. Had he hit it with some speed and drawn the ball, he would have been less likely to have scratched there.
I think it, and I can't see into his mind, but I think his thinking was that if he used a low ball, he might not hit the 3, and he felt like this was the stroke that would hit the ball. But I agree with you. I think he could have hit it with a low ball and kept the cue ball out of the pocket. Mark's got to shoot this 4 up in the end. No problem.
What Kim tried to do, apparently, was to hit the cushion before the 3, hitting the top part of the 3, sending the cue ball down this end of the table. I feel that he just misjudged the kick, hit it inaccurately, and really suffered the consequence for it.
You know, I think I'd agree with you. That's a good assessment of that shot. But the net result is Mark Tad's going to run out this rack, barring some unforeseen problem, which is very doubtful. That's all. That's unusual to see Mark even stop and take a look.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
It sure is.
I kind of like the way he's playing right now, though. He's playing a controlled game. He seems to have disciplined himself a little bit. More this match than other matches I've seen him play.
Well, he seems a lot more sedate out there, relaxed than he normally does. And even though he has made a few unforced errors in the match, he has the lead against Kim Davenport, one of the most feared players on the tour, 7-6. And I agree with what you say. He seems much more relaxed out there. It looks like it's largely due to the success that he's had on the poker tour. I feel.
You know, after his girlfriend Julie Nojak showed up, he's relaxed. He's relaxed since she came into the room. And she's sitting over on the sidelines watching him play. And he seems to be a little bit more comfortable. He's smiling over at Julie. Maybe he was a little bit edgy. He was expecting to see her here, and now she's here. And he looks good. He looks comfortable.
Okay, he broke the balls in this rack, and they really didn't open up well. The 5 and 9 are near the lower right-hand corner pocket.
Looks like it goes. It looks like you could throw that 9 in off the 5. Look out.
He's going to end up with the shot very quickly, Rick, if you don't mind. Give us a close-up to the 5 and 9 in relation to that corner pocket. But let's wait till after he pockets the 2 here, if he does. And then we'll zoom down on the 5 and 9, and we'll see. We'll get a little closer look, and we'll be able to determine whether or not the 5-9 will go into that corner pocket.
You'll see shots like this missed all week, this 2-ball. This long, straight shot like this is not an easy shot on this table, going down the rail. You got to hit it just like that. You've got to hit the pocket cleanly.
Okay, let's take a look at it, and it looks like that it may go, but he's going to have to hit the high side of the 5 possibly. He's positioned the cue ball to play a billiard.
Yeah.
At least that's
what he's looking at right now.
At least that's what I feel he's done. Now he has to be careful not to hit below the 5. He's going to have to hit either in the center of the 5 or on top of the 5.
The high side. Yeah.
If he hits below the 5, he may not make the billiard.
Right, he's looking at it, and the way he's studying it, I think that I would agree with you that he knows he's got to hit the high side of the 5 ball to make this 9.
Looks like he's going for the 3, Jay.
Maybe he's just going to... He's not certain yet. I wonder if he's thinking about playing it safe and putting the cue ball behind the 5-9.
Well, he could have that thought, because we really can't tell for sure exactly where the 5-9
Here we go. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Well, he didn't actually get behind the 9, but the 6 is blocking the 3.
Now, Mark may try to go over the 6 by jumping over the 6. He'll have to elevate the butt of his cue, heading downward onto the cue ball.
He's a long way from that 6 ball.
Trying to go over the 6. Now, he's got a pretty good stroke for this type of a shot. He's actually in an optimal position.
3 rails. There it goes.
He was actually at an optimal position near the cushion to shoot that type of a shot. The rail aided him in his
now watch
leverage.
This guy is probably as good a shot maker as there is today, right in the same league with Kim. See that?
Well, this is speed that he hit with.
Yeah,
very hard.
Right. that's a pretty intimidating shot. The cue ball was buried in the corner pocket. The 4 ball was way down the table, and he just fired it in. Now I think he can make this 9.
He's playing safe. Looks like he's playing safe for some reason, or maybe he's trying to
Oh,
make
he's
the 9 on the billiard.
trying to do the billiard. Yeah, hit the 5, then the 9. Yep, that's what he tried to do.
That's what he tried to do. He tried to move the 9 by hitting the 5 first, and then after the 9 started to go in motion, he wanted to catch it again, billiarding it into the corner pocket.
A knowledge shot.
A high risk shot, too, I might add, and it looks like he's taken the worst of it.
You know, I think that shot can be made from where he was. He just didn't hit it properly. A player like Siegel or Varner, or you know how to hit that ball. Oop. Kim missed in that narrow side pocket.
And he's left Mark a very easy billiard, 5-7 billiard. Now what Mark needs to do is hit the 5 thinly. After contacting the rail, he will then go into the 7. The cue ball will then leave that area of the table, and then that's a very nice shot. Notice that he hit the bottom cushion with the cue ball prior to hitting the 7, which alleviated the problem of him getting stuck down there at the bottom. So therefore he's executed that shot very nicely.
I have a funny feeling after this match, Mark's going to practice that little billiard he just missed, because that is a makeable shot that he had.
It's a type of a shot that really doesn't come up that often. As a matter of fact, it's a rarity when you see that type of a shot. So therefore, the players really aren't accustomed to shooting.
Watch this. He's dead straight on the 8.
That's just carelessness once again. And there's one place on the table you didn't want to end up, and he's ended up there. And that's exactly straight in on the 8. Now, had he had that in mind, for certain he wouldn't have been in that position.
Well, with this stroke, he could go he's going down table and back. He's going to draw the ball all the way down to the back.
Well, he's close enough to the object ball to get a good stroke into it. Now the ball seems to be coming back again.
He can
reachable.
Use a lot of left English. Get that in there. It's all right.
Okay, Mark Tad after game number 14 for the first time in the match, by the way, takes a 2-game lead against Kim Davenport, 8 games to 6. Now Kim's got to be really careful from this point on, you know, not to...
He's talking with Julie on the sidelines about that little 5-9 billiard combination he had, and he's trying to figure it out himself, I think. Why didn't that work? Like you said, it's not a shot that comes up often. It's a tricky little shot, and if you don't know exactly how to execute it, it ends up just like it did with for Mark.
Actually, Kim really didn't make a mistake. He hooked Mark behind the 6 ball. Mark then jumped over the 6 and three-railed the 3 into the corner pocket, and Kim never returned to the table.
If there was any mistake Kim made, it was not putting the cue ball right on the 5-9. There wouldn't have been a jump shot there then.
Right. Now, Kim could have executed the shot to perfection and done what Jay said that was possible to do. Had he done that,
here we go.
Mark wouldn't have been able to jump over the 6.
Here's a 2-9 combination here.
Now, this isn't a gimme. He's got to concentrate on this.
Yeah, it's tougher because the 9's right on the rail. If it was off the rail a hair, it would be a little bit easier shot, I think. He's got to hit this perfect.
Okay, you disregard the safety here. Just go all out for the shot. Okay, and that was a good shot. That was game number 15. Kim Davenport narrows the gap to 1 game. Now the score is 7 for Davenport and 8 for Tad.
That was an area a couple, 3 years ago where Kim used to be a little bit weaker. I would see him play combinations on the 9 and miss them relatively often.
There's Mike Massey, regarded by his peers as the world's greatest trick shot
How about those suspenders?
exhibitionist, and there's Greg Fix, his partner, or his opponent, I should say. Mike's leading in that match 5 games to 3, and Kim has just broken the balls in game 16, pocketing the 1 ball on the break, the 6 ball coming in between the cue ball and the 2 ball. Not
there goes
Kim
Mark off to the
2.
sidelines. He's wandering out the door. He's taking a break. So we may have a slight delay in this match. Kim's pushed out here. He's going to push out.
I don't particularly agree with this push. He's giving Mark a shot that there's no way.
He wanted to put him right on top of the 9. He did. Well, I don't think Mark will take that shot.
Okay, well, I don't blame Mark for not accepting the shot if he says, "Go ahead, Kim, you shoot." Let's take a look at the shot now that we have a little more time to do that.
Okay.
Okay, he has to elevate over the 9, which that in itself will increase or decrease the accuracy of the shot quite a bit, especially going to the length of the table. Notice the amount of distance the 2 ball is from the cue ball. Well, not only does he have to hit the 2 ball accurately to pocket the 2, but notice the position of the 3 to the left of the foot spot. And if he hits it with a high ball, it looks like the natural angle after contacting the 2 will send them into the balls on the left of the table.
Right.
Now, there's a good possibility that he may even get hooked if he makes the 2 ball. So therefore, with that compounding problem of position and making the ball, I don't believe if I were him, I would accept the shot.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you. Rick, can we see that 9 cue ball? Take a look at this, Billy. See the cue ball sticking out there a little bit.